Welcome to episode 2 of Musical Mastery. Today I'm talking to MusicByV. He's a producer from Brisbane. He makes EDM music, and we're just going to be having a chat about networking and growth in the music industry and making EDM music, learning how to play instruments. So here it is.
When I saw your profile one little while ago, you got your followers up pretty quick, man. How did you do that?
Or just like spending a lot of time engaging, really, just sending a lot of messages, a lot of like comments, follow other people telling me like their stuff, that kind of thing.
Yeah, because I think when I followed you, it was like 90 followers or something. Now you're like 200, which is really good.
I haven't really been too into it this week, and I noticed that like this week I only got 7 followers, and it usually be about like 30 or something.
Fuck, man, that's still really good. I can't, yeah, I saw like all the Adam Ivy videos and stuff,
I've
and like,
done a few like paid promotions, and those worked out alright, like the Instagram ones.
yeah, me too. I've done one on my song, on the lo-fi song. It got like 200 likes, which is 300, which is way more than all my other posts, which is
Damn,
40.
man. How much did you spend on that one?
30 for 6 days.
Oh,
The
sweet,
lowest
sweet.
one, the lowest price.
I usually only spend $10, hey.
Oh, okay. Is there an option? I went for the lowest one. I swear it was 30 for 6 days, unless you paused it or something.
I do $5 for 2 days. That's the budget that I do.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, I might do that next time. Because I did 30 for 6. I think I got around 30,000 reach
That's
in 6 days.
crazy.
Yeah, and about 300 likes. I don't know if I got much followers from there. I probably got like 3 followers from there.
It's mostly likes.
Yeah, it's a bit hard. Even when I scroll through my my feed or whatever, and I see ads, I just skip it because I'm pretty sure that's what other people do.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I like them, but that's about it.
Yeah, same. It's pretty hard to get people to see the ad and like, follow you.
Some of them are okay, but then yeah, half the time I'll watch it and then just ignore it because it's an ad.
Yeah, it's just built into your brain, like to just like skip, just black out on ads normally. I just did a house track. I finished the house track, and I was going to release it this week.
Nice, nice.
It feels a bit like, I don't know. I'm not sure how to go about it. Just keep releasing songs. It's not quite like, I don't feel like it's working in the marketing side. It's got to be something that I'm not doing that I should be doing.
Are you on Spotify?
No, because I don't feel like I'm ready for that yet. But
I
possibly the
reckon
next song.
definitely, man.
Yeah. Okay.
Once you get to the point when you're like happy with your tracks, like that it's a good track, then definitely jump on Spotify, because I've been hearing a lot from like other artists about that that's the way to go
Of course.
with music, at least, like songs.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure like having it just on YouTube and SoundCloud is definitely not super professional and super wide reach like it should have.
Well, I think the main way that people are going about music these days is to try and get like Spotify playlist placements.
Yeah, I saw something about that too. Do you know how that works?
Well, from what I've gathered from it, you just have to like do your research. There's tons of people out there trying to tell you that you can pay them money and they'll get your placement. But I think what you need to do is just do your research and like try and find these places yourself, like the playlists, and then you like send them an email or whatever to submit.
Yeah, I saw a lot of ads like that too, where you guarantee placements and stuff, but I'm definitely not trusting them.
Yeah, because I think it's pretty hard to find how you actually submit to these places, but I'm pretty sure you can.
Yeah.
If you
Even
can
one,
find it, you can just submit to it.
there was one article, I think a YouTube video even. I'll see if I can find it. Because it's they interviewed this Spotify playlist person, and literally all she said was, if the biggest question she got was how, obviously, and then she said, if your music's good, we'll find you. That's all she said.
For
And I
sure.
was a bit ambiguous about it. See if I can find a video. It's like this full-time person that works at Spotify. Their whole job is to playlist people, and that's all she said on the public video. So I don't know. They might not want that many people to know about it and start like.
Well, when it comes to like the official Spotify playlists and that, I think that'd definitely be the way it goes. Just like they find you.
Yeah, but if you just post it on fucking YouTube and you got like 50 views, how are they gonna find you, man?
Yeah, exactly. You
It's
got
just
to
a
be
bit
like
weird
on
like that.
Spotify.
Yeah. But even on Spotify, of course, all you need to do is pay some company $20 and you can have your music on Spotify. So imagine how many people would have their music on Spotify right now.
Yeah, exactly.
And then how can they filter through your stuff too? It's got to be some active things you can do.
Well, I think with EDM music, DJing's definitely got to be a big part of getting yourself
Yeah,
out
yeah,
there.
100%, 100%.
Even if you're not doing like crazy mixes or anything, just like going to a club and playing your songs.
Have you DJed in the club before or at a bar or something?
No, I'm only just getting into it, man.
Yeah, me
Hopefully.
too. I'm just wondering how can someone even get their name or even get the credibility to let the club owner let you play.
Yeah, get like your first gig.
Yeah, that's probably the hardest.
Well, my plan is just like when I get paid next, I'm gonna get a deck to practice on and then make like a promo mix and just send that around to the local venues.
What did you mix your last one on?
That was just on Ableton, just using the same sort of ideas, but just without decks.
Yeah, right. Okay.
At the moment, I've been practicing on this phone app,
Okay, what's the app?
just called DJ, like DJAY.
DJA. Okay.
It lets you connect to SoundCloud, so you can like download all music, but you got to have SoundCloud Go, whatever it is.
The plus, like the premium SoundCloud.
Yeah, I just got a free trial for a month, so I could use it.
Okay. I see.
And you get like all the songs off SoundCloud, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, like even the premium ones. Eh?
Yeah, yeah.
I think we just gotta keep going for a little while, even if you don't see any results for a bit.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Even if you don't know that it's helping you, and you don't feel like it is, but I think it is. You just gotta trust it.
I bought this book on like selling beats, like a marketing guide. One of the things he talks about is having visualizers for your music and how it really helps with the audience retention.
Yeah, for sure, man. The
So
visuals.
people will watch it for longer if there's like something actually going on.
Okay.
And then that helps with the YouTube ranking and stuff like that. Audience retention is like one of the main things that YouTube cares about for recommending your video.
Yeah, it is. If you post videos, you can see analytics. You can see how long they stayed, when they start skipping, or what time that they left the video. You can see stuff like that.
One of the things I wanted to ask you was, how did you learn to play guitar in that?
Just on YouTube, man. Not even that good, to be honest.
I
I'm
like
pretty
the
pretty
style that you use, like pretty creative, using like the same chord up in the top octaves and then down in the higher ones.
Yeah, in the other video, yeah. You do know about a little bit of guitar as well, then, I assume.
Yeah, a little bit. The same with me. I just learned from like YouTube, just trying things out.
Yeah, but then I realized recently that you really gotta focus on something because there's so much to learn about every single subject that if you spread your focus out a little bit, you're not gonna be really good at anything.
That's definitely
That's
true.
probably my problem at the moment. Just everything is so interesting to me that I want to learn it all, but I have to realize that I can't.
Same, man. Did you study any music or anything at school?
Nah, man, I did not. This came out of nowhere for me.
How'd you get
It's,
into it?
it's mostly because of the virus. I finished my electrical license.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, I finished my electrical apprenticeship in about March, and that was when like the coronavirus was at peak.
Yeah, yeah.
They didn't really take on any more people, and they didn't want to keep people around because all the market was like the construction industry wasn't too going too well with the virus too. So
Yeah, so you're just in between jobs at the moment.
yeah, man, yeah, I'm just fully focused on the music at the moment,
Yeah, awesome,
and
man.
I applied to uni as well, like for a bachelor of music. I'm hoping to hear back from them very soon.
So you don't like the electrician stuff?
No, not at all.
Not at all?
Maybe a little bit, but it wasn't what I wanted to do, man. It's not wasn't who I wanted to be. I
Yeah,
couldn't see
yeah.
myself doing it for 20 years or 30 years or more.
Yeah, yeah. You sound a lot like me, man. Like, I like circuitry and all that kind of stuff too. But I couldn't see myself as a tradie.
Yeah, that's right. It's different. The circuitry is probably more like IT, but a little more hands-on stuff.
Yeah.
Electrician, it's a very, very broad job. You can pretty much do anything.
So, how'd you go with like learning piano and all that as well? Was all that just like recently?
I've pretty much learned piano and guitar like on and off all the time, all my life. It's only this recent time where I could spend a lot more time learning it because we were all at home for a little while.
It's been a good opportunity.
Yeah, yeah, man. Pretty much like just set out a schedule, put like a to-do list. I used to do like say I've used to put maybe practice piano tomorrow, practice guitar, something like that. That worked alright for a little bit, but I found it a lot more effective if you put solid quantities to it. Say practice guitar for 2 hours or practice piano for 1 hour or something.
Oh, okay. That's a good
It,
idea.
it, it makes it a lot more concrete and a lot more
Yeah.
attainable than say a vague thing like practice guitar tomorrow or something.
Yeah, it's like, well, I picked it up and played it for 5 minutes, so does that count?
Yeah, exactly. So that probably goes the same with all your goals, like produce for an hour tomorrow or go to the gym for 30 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, that is a really good tip, man. Because
Yeah,
that
thank
I
you.
do that a lot. Like I write down my goals list and then I just don't do it because it's like,
It's a
yeah,
bit vague and you don't know like if you've done it or not.
yeah,
And
exactly.
you just don't feel like doing it if it's not quite super solid as a goal.
I'm gonna try that.
Okay. Have you still been using Notion lately?
Oh, I've been a bit like bad over like the weekend and that.
Yeah, I understand, man. You just gotta take days off too.
I'm so bad with my work-life management.
How so?
It's just like always work for me.
Oh, okay.
Always doing something like related to working.
Yeah, me too. It's a bit hard to take a break and not feel bad about it. I haven't got any followers in the last week or so. Do you what? How do you do your networking on Instagram? Do you search a hashtag and then you go to recent or something, and then you just start looking through stuff?
Yeah, just scroll through the most recent ones.
Yeah, okay. And then how do you go about that? Do you? So I did that too. I saw like Somatics recommended it, and even Adam Ivy was like telling me to do it too. Go through and then leave comments and interact with people and be part of the community.
Yeah.
But how do you go about that exactly?
Well, it works generally best when like if you see a video and you actually have something genuine to say or whatever,
Yeah, okay.
like some actual feedback or something to leave. Because a lot of the times, like if you can't think of anything or whatever, you just put down dope. Yeah, people won't reply.
Well, I can't say I've done that before, man. Well, I just did it to actually do it and not really mean anything.
Half the time, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning and my phone's on silent and I'm just going through, just commenting on videos.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's it.
But like it does work. Just
Yeah,
not
it's
as
been
well.
working well for you, man. It's been working very well for you.
One of the things though is that if you do like one of the tricks is just like go and follow people as well.
Don't follow people.
Follow people if they like make music you like or whatever else.
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
But a lot of the time, I think that also brings like the follow unfollow people.
yeah, that's right. No, I don't. I do that. I do follow people, but then maybe like in 2 days' time, where I check my followers, and no one followed. Those guys didn't follow me back. I would unfollow. But if those guys actually followed me, then I would stay follow and interact with them more.
What I usually like to do is you follow somebody like as well as leave comment and a like and stuff on their video.
Yeah, I do that. Yeah.
Then they're more likely to be like checking out your stuff.
Just hasn't been working well for me lately. It worked from the start when I was like 140 followers, and it got to about 180. But recently, I've been doing exactly the same thing, but then no one's following me back. I don't know what's.
Yeah, it's been dropping off for me as well around the like 200 mark.
Yeah, okay.
For me
It's
at the
good.
moment, my plan is to like collaborate with people that are got a larger following than me and try and gain some of their audience.
Yeah, but to do that, you have to have something too. You gotta have something that they would like and they see in you, and what makes them want to collab with you.
Well, I think the main thing is just confidence and just making them believe that you're somebody that they want to work with. That's worked for me like recently.
Yeah, okay. Do you find that a lot of collabs just fall through? I've done collab a lot, but lately, like I've been trying to actively do collabs, and a lot of them just fall through, or a lot of them where you just find out that maybe maybe our styles doesn't really click together that well.
Yeah,
You
definitely.
find that?
A lot of people have messaged me like that, like asking me to send them beats, and then I do, and then they're just like, "Oh, this isn't my style."
Yeah. Okay.
And then also a lot of collabs that I've tried to do, like like you said, people say, yeah, I'm keen or whatever, and then you never hear back from them.
Mm.
I'm waiting for some guitar licks at the moment for samples.
Oh, okay. Like he's gonna like you collaborate with someone who's gonna record live guitars.
Yeah, he's a guitarist.
Yeah, right. Okay.
But yeah, definitely a lot of the collabs did
Fall
not
through.
work
Yeah.
out.
Sure, it's like 90% for me so far, anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Like literally, I've had 2 that actually went through.
Like the whole thing.
One of them was my mate that like came to my house and recorded it, and the other one was this kid from America.
Oh, okay. It's pretty rough. It's not. Yeah. I guess it's partly when I've done it. I've done it once just because when they send me a beat and I realize that our style doesn't really match, so
Yeah,
I tell them too that it's a bit hard to say that you already started something and then it's a bit hard to just say our style doesn't really quite match like we originally thought, right? Then maybe that's where people just ignore people.
yeah. Well, for me, if someone was to just send that back to me like I don't like the beat or whatever, that's actually much better because
Yeah. That's right.
then I can like post it or whatever. Because otherwise, I'm just waiting and thinking like, does this guy want it or not? You know?
You're talking about rappers or something.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess it's a bit different too. I'm talking about, let's say, we're trying to collab on the song, and he sends me some chords, and then I send him back some stuff, and then he sends me back, and then you start realizing it's not quite going to work out.
Yeah.
I guess that's where you have to be a bit more professional and say that it's probably not going to work out instead of just not saying anything, I
I
guess.
definitely agree because then that gives them a chance to like make something else out of what they've already been working on or whatever.
Yeah, okay. Probably just a lot of people that don't have that professionality where you just let it go without saying anything.
I think people need to be more open also though, because like you can almost always make something.
You think so?
I think so.
Okay.
Like even if it's not particularly what you had planned to begin with, like it could be something. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like if
That
you
is a
want to
good way
collab
to
with
look at
somebody
it.
and make an EDM track, say, but then they start sending you raps, right? You might think to yourself, oh, all right, this isn't going to work because this guy's a rapper. I thought he was another producer. But like
Yeah.
maybe you can make a song with him.
Yeah, you could. Like it, a patch, and you know a patch,
Yeah.
like the trap producer.
Yeah.
Yeah, he makes a lot of EDM rap. I'll start thinking about it more that way from now on.
The finished product, you never know what it's going to be.
Maybe a lot of it is just laziness.
Yeah, a lot of people are.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are definitely in the music scene are not really serious. It's just like a side thing for them that they would like to do.
But it's not easy, man. Even for serious people like us, I have to admit that sometimes it's just not 100% there all the time.
Yeah, definitely. It's music, so you got to really be feeling it to do it.
Of course, of course, we're serious. Even for serious people, I'm sure sometimes you have off
Yeah, exactly.
days and off weeks even. It's a tough thing, man, because you can't see the result, and not everyone can live with that.
You just gotta keep grinding, man. Keep grinding.
How did your interview go with the DJ before?
That was good, man. He gave me a lot of like good tips and advice of like how to connect with people and that.
What do you guys talk about?
Just mainly like how he got into what he was doing, because the way that he came up, he really blew up quick out of nowhere. He was like 14 or 15 when he started, I think. We went to school together. He was a few years younger than me.
Okay.
And he started going to people's parties and DJing. And the next thing you know, he's like at Good Life, headlining. He's moving to Brisbane because of his music and that. He's got a manager and everything.
Does he have an Instagram page?
I think he does, but it's not really his main thing. I'll send you his SoundCloud.
Yeah, okay. Just want to check his stuff. Did he say how he networked and how he got his first gig and how he blew up?
Well, his first gig was literally a house party at one of his friends' houses.
Yeah, okay.
And
That's still
then
experience, I guess. Still better than nothing.
and then after that, all people from our schools started asking him to DJ at their parties as well. And from there, he got pretty locally well known from his house party shows. One of the house parties he went to, it was so huge that the police got called and it was shut down and everything. There were thousands of people there.
That's pretty good publicity. Pretty good experience under your belt.
Yeah, definitely. And so that's how he connected with the first types of people that he was doing shows with, just like local house parties and stuff. And then he said how he got into Good Life was he started talking to one of the other producers that was working there and helped him sell tickets for the event.
Okay.
And so the way it works in Good Life is that the DJs the small ones that are trying to get in, they get like a promo code and they have to sell tickets, and whoever wins is like the headliner and stuff.
Yeah, like the smaller guys compete, like fight it out, see who can promote and have the biggest following, biggest purchases.
Yeah, exactly. And so he helped somebody else that was already in the competition win the competition, and then the next year they helped him get in and he won.
Oh, okay. How did he help? Like, just start posting on his Facebook, posting on his socials, like this DJ, blah blah blah.
The guy gave him his voucher code and he started like plugging that for him, like everyone buy tickets to Good Life. And he said that out of 5,000 people at the event, him and the other guy sold 3,000 tickets.
Together.
Yeah.
The collaborative effort sold 3,000 out of 5,000.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So they just completely wiped out everyone else.
That's fucking heaps, man. That's really good. That's a really good thing to show that you can, market yourself and you have people listening to you.
Yeah, definitely. is he was just selling them at like his house parties and that.
Fucking hell, that's good. That's really good. 18 too. Damn.
Yeah, he's just turned 18.
You're in New South Wales, right?
Yeah, Newcastle, near Sydney.
Yeah, okay. Is that not in Sydney?
It's about 2 hours away.
From the city?
No, from like the suburbs.
Oh, right, okay.
With your guitar and piano and that, how do you create like a song? How do you start out? Do you start out like with a real instrument, or do you start out in FL or Ableton?
I haven't really made any songs with my instruments. To be honest, I've only played snippets and little riffs or something, but I haven't made a full song with them. No, I haven't.
So your guitar samples and that will go in afterwards into the songs?
I haven't really made a song with guitar samples.
Oh, you haven't made one where you've put your instruments in yet?
No, I haven't. Just because I'm not good enough yet.
True.
With the piano, it's just a MIDI keyboard, right? So there's a piano in every song.
Yeah.
But with the guitar, I haven't. No, because I plug my guitar directly into my audio interface.
Yeah.
So it'll record all the slides and all the little noises and stuff. So if I don't have the correct skills, it's going to have a lot of little artifacts. Super clean.
I wanted to ask you about that actually, like what type of sound do you get with it plugged directly in?
I don't have anything to compare it with, but I know a lot of people, I know like 50% of the people plug it straight in the audio box.
Yeah.
And some other people promote using a DI box, like a direct inbox.
So what does that do?
The DI, because when you plug your electric guitar into the audio interface, if it's not a specialized interface, it's just like a cheap interface. It has really low impedance, I think. So you have to I have to crank my my volume knob on the guitar up to 10 to be able to play like a medium sound.
Oh, okay. So like have like a preamp for the guitar.
Yeah, that's what the DI is. It's like a high impedance. It's like how your mic requires a 48 volt. It's not quite the same.
Oh, okay.
Do you have an electric guitar too?
Yeah, I have an electric and an acoustic. I used to play like a lot more, like actual songs and stuff, but these days it's more just trying to just like what you said, make a loop, little riff.
Yeah.
And the hardest part for me at the moment is like what you were saying on that video, to getting the timing correct. That's very difficult.
Yeah, it is, man.
That's probably my worst thing on guitar, timing.
Yeah. When you start recording and then you start to realize how crap you are.
Exactly. My friend always comes over and like plays guitar with me, and he's like, "Oh, we should record something," and I just don't know how to tell him like, "Man, we suck."
Yeah. See? Yeah, you don't realize it until you try to record and play on time. I was looking into getting a loop pedal too. That's probably somewhere in the far future. It's around $200-300. It's probably not like an important thing for me at the moment.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know if that would help with the timing though, because you have to actually like hit that in time as well.
Yeah, I mean, just easier to practice with, because with the DAW, you can do the exact same thing. You can pretty much use your DAW as a loop thing. It's just a little more convenient. You just use your foot and press it, and press on, press off, press on, press off. How so?
Well, I don't know how it works in FL, but in Ableton, you just press like Control M and then click on the record button, like hit the drum pad.
You mean like just map the record button to a drum pad or something, so I can quickly press it with my finger or my foot even.
Yeah.
I see.
And then use like a MIDI controller, like a pedal type of thing.
Yeah, okay. Like just because FL Studio doesn't really support my MIDI controller, so I can't really map it that well.
Yeah, like mapping on the fly.
Yeah, you need to write code to script it.
That sucks.
Yeah, so I would not have the time or the knowledge to do that. That's all right. The guitar looping is not a thing. Like, it's not the main thing at the moment. I'm sort of back into producing EDM, so that's just my computer and my MIDI keyboard.
Yeah, what are your main tips for producing EDM?
The groove. The groove is very important.
To me, I feel like that song that I made, it just doesn't feel right to me.
Which one?
The house song that I sent you?
Yeah, it was only like, let me see. Yeah. Let me just listen to it real quick, refresh my mind. Yeah, the groove was good, the kick and the bass was good, but I think the melody is a bit out of tune, man.
The melody?
Yeah, it might be a little bit out of tune, or just a little bit, or you're in a weird key that my ear's not quite familiar with.
Yeah, I'm not sure. G, it's in G.
G major?
Yeah, G major.
Oh, okay. It's probably just the melody is something you need to improve on, but everything else was good. The groove was good.
Yeah, melody is like really hard.
Yeah, it is. It is, man.
For my beats, like the main thing I've just been doing at the moment is making like just like 4-bar loops.
Yeah, okay. How would that translate to the whole song then?
I have no idea. So that's the big problem that I'm having is how do I like actually extend out like more than a couple of bars and make it sound all right.
I saw this video yesterday. Literally talked about the exact same thing. Just watch this one when you get the chance. But pretty much saying, he talked about how someone can come up with 4-bar loops and then be stuck with that.
Yeah.
And he recommended coming up with another 4-bar loops and trying to mix them together.
Oh, okay.
That's what the video was. The way he explained it probably makes a lot more sense.
I've done like a similar sort of thing to that, but even then, to me, it just seems like the same loop, but like slightly different.
Yeah, like a high octave or something.
Yeah, so it just gives that same repetitive feel, even though it's actually different.
Yeah, that's right. That's a big problem, man, and I don't know how to address that personally, to be honest.
How do you go about writing your melodies?
So start with the chords. I always start with the chord progression. And once you get the chord progression right, it's a little bit easier to write the melody. It still takes a lot of practice and skill, and it can still sound bad, even if you stay in key. So it's a skill you need to practice.
What about the chord progression? How do you make your chord progressions?
So I usually start with a key in mind first. I wouldn't just start putting random notes down. It's random triads down and see if it sounds good. Most likely, I'd go for a minor key. I'd think to myself, hey, this song is going to be in E minor. And then you start writing songs from there. There's a lot of YouTube and videos and tutorial about it. I think one good basic format to write chords is start with the one, like the one chord, if you know your theory. And usually to make it sound good, looping back to the one, you probably finish off with a 4 or a 5.
It always sounds like boring to me though. What kind of chords do you like to use?
Just anything, man. I most likely start with the triads because that's just the easiest way to do it.
Yeah.
And once it sounds good, you can play with inversions and stuff, but still remain in the same chord.
So when you start like making a chord progression, do you have like something in mind, like a 1, 4, 5 or whatever, or do you just like start playing around with chords in key?
No, not at all, man. I just start putting down random triads and see if they sound good. It also could be the piano plugin that you're using that makes it sound boring too.
There was one thing I was reading though, and it was talking about using like out of key notes to add like dissonance.
Yeah, you can, yeah. But it's just super advanced stuff that I even tried that as well. I tried using a lot of dissonance and my song just sounded like crap. Like way too much. I don't think I have the skill to use that yet. So at the start, probably best to stick to the traditional before you get better. Yeah, unless you really know what you're doing, then you can try it, yeah. Yeah, because I tried that as well. I probably watched the same video as you watch about dissonance and using the wrong notes on purpose, but it just didn't quite work out to me anyway.
It's so hard to get the right feel for the genre you're going for.
You gotta narrow into. There's a lot of EDM genres, and they're all different. You gotta really think about what you want before you do it. When you hear EDM songs, they're not actually they're meant to be feel good things.
Yeah.
It's not dissonance. It has its place in time, like in horror shows or something, or like in emotional music. But this is most EDM won't have dissonance, and most of the time you want your chords to be balanced as well. That's the thing. You want one chord to have 5 notes, and then the other chord to have 4 notes. This is the general consensus: is all the chords should have the same amount of notes. But practice is the key. You just gotta practice a lot.
Yeah, definitely. So how do you write when it comes to writing on guitar?
It's easier on the piano roll because you can see the notes.
Yeah.
But on the board, it's really hard to know all the notes up.
For me, that's one of the things that really makes it really difficult. I just got to try and like work off of like the chords I already know to make something. Have you done any like solo and stuff on guitar?
Yeah, I've learned couple scales here and there. Just the E minor, the easiest one, some pentatonic scales. But it's still a lot harder to play than the piano, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, I find like the scales and stuff a lot easier than trying to make chord progressions and stuff on guitar.
Yeah, boy.
All right, man. Well, you got to take off.
Well, let me know how it goes, man. Let me know how the edits go. You can get some gems out of it.
All right, man.
Sweet. Nice to meet you, bro. Good talking to you. I'll see you next time.
See you, man.
All right, later.
Thanks for listening. Remember to go and check out Billy Ripper and MusicByV on Instagram and follow Musical Mastery on SoundCloud. See you next month.